I'm Dr. Laura Murillo, President and CEO of the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for joining us today. We're happy to announce another one of our Houston legends. Joining us today is Scott Silvas. He's going to talk to you a little bit about Fifth Third Bank here in Houston and some of the great things that he, the bank, are doing as they partner with the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Thank you, Scott, and congratulations.
Thank you very much, Dr.
Well,
Murillo.
we are so very proud of you and the leadership role that you're taking on. But for folks who are in the audience watching us, tell them a little bit about your role and the bank that you're representing.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much again.
Sure.
So I, in February, 6 months ago, joined Fifth Third Bank as the Texas Market President. It's the 10th largest commercial bank in the country, but very new to the Texas market with our middle market expansion efforts. So it's exciting to take on such a big leadership role and to expand the bank's presence in our wonderful state and starting in Houston, our wonderful city.
Well, Houston, what a great place to be at this time when our city, number one, is so very diverse, but not only in the people, but diverse now where we used to be so heavily weighed in the oil and gas sector. We're seeing manufacturing, real estate, other pockets of industry, and your bank is well prepared to support and cater to those needs. What are you seeing from the bank's perspective?
Sure. Well, still quite a bit of opportunity out there, despite a lot of headlines that I think appropriately highlight the potential risk that are ahead of us and many factors that create some uncertainty. But I would also highlight that there's still a lot of well-run businesses, a lot of still optimistic entrepreneurs that are going to be strategic in their own efforts, and that creates opportunities for a bank to become a good partner to various companies and industries. So a bank like us is positioned well, as you mentioned, to leverage the relationships we've developed over many years in the city, the team that we are building, and find ways to add value and be thoughtful, be strategic, and support various objectives of some great entrepreneurs and business owners.
So specifically here in Houston, what do you see as some of the opportunities that are not necessarily present in other parts of the country?
I would again say it's the benefit of being a very diverse city. So it's helpful that you've got lots of different businesses feeding off lots of different things: healthcare, technology, the port, the energy sector, as you mentioned, yes. a manufacturing base that feeds in to a lot of those, downstream industrial, petrochem, refinery, you name it. Yes. And there's just tremendous opportunities. So the ability to partner and work with various companies and industries, I think is really what's a unique position that we're in.
And understanding that there are different types of products and services depending on that company's needs, and listening to their needs and finding solutions for them and anticipating. I think a lot of this is anticipating their needs and their growth and helping them expand into other markets.
That's right. That's exactly right. So I think ways in which they could use help and additional resources from a financial services perspective sometimes is on borrowing money and helping to have transactions. But there's also finding ways to create efficiencies with the business. They're constantly looking to streamline and create efficiencies and keep up with the pace of technology. So it's important for a bank like Fifth Third Bank to also be thoughtful and strategic in developing products and capabilities that suits their needs. So there's many different ways in which we're finding ways to be helpful and additive to their business.
And also talking about the team, you've got quite the team of individuals who are specialists in a variety of capacities. Tell us a little bit about your team and some of the areas that are focal points for them.
Sure, of course. So again, started about 6 months ago. Exciting that we've got soon to be up to 9 people. And I'd say we're a little bit past the midway point in terms of where we'd like to be within the next few months. But it's within the areas of treasury management, it's within credit and risk assessment, it's leadership, it's relationship managers. Those relationship managers have deep connectivity throughout the city, some in the retail sector, some in distributorships and wholesalers, transportation businesses. Again, it's pretty broad and a diverse mix like the city, so that's why they've been very key additions and hires for us, because in their careers they've covered a variety of industries and have performed really well, and they're helping to generate the momentum and the interest that we've done so far in the market.
Well, we'll be right back to talk more about that. So stay tuned, we'll be right back. Scott Silvas. He's joining us here today. They are new partners to the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. You may have heard of them, Fifth Third Bank. We are so proud of Scott. His career trajectory in banking has been very impressive. He's been involved with the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce for some time. They are now working more closely with us at the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and our job is to help people understand the great work that they're doing. But also, Scott, part of our job is to promote and highlight individuals such as yourself. It's a very big deal for our community to have someone your age with your experience leading the efforts here in the Houston area. You had a long line of banking here in the city, and now you're in this position where you're leading the team to take on this bank and take it to new heights. What does it feel like for you in terms of the responsibility? I mean, it's a great opportunity, but I would imagine it comes with a lot of responsibility. And how have you transitioned in your new role?
Sure. Well, thank you very much. Very much a unique and tremendous opportunity. It's a big undertaking, the size of Texas, to successfully build a bank's presence and brand in the state of Texas is an opportunity and a challenge as big as Texas, but which also makes it very exciting. There's a state with tremendous opportunity, diverse industries, tremendous business climate. So I think that's a key ingredient for the bank to be successful. Exciting to be a part of something that's really building something from the ground up. As we have successfully built a strong team, it's been exciting that other people are drawn to that same type of opportunity, a large bank with a lot of capabilities, and to be very active and successful in a very wide open Texas market, and it's exciting to start that here in Houston.
Well, but you're building on relationships that you've had, during your career, and certainly that's played a key role. Talk to people who are in business, who are even young students, about relationships and how they really build and help you get to where you ultimately are sitting here today.
Sure. And I think that's interesting for younger generations to realize. We are no doubt in the middle of a, yet again, technological boom that's seemingly at a faster pace than historical booms. However, I would say lots of different businesses and professions, and by all means financial services, still boils down to relationships, your ability to communicate, your ability to connect. Studies show companies and entrepreneurs and owners do business with people that they trust, respect, and like. So you really can't do that behind technology and a computer. That's really out in front and listening to what companies and owners are thinking about and challenges and objectives they have. And it's not a one solution, one size fits all. It's what tools do you have, how can you be helpful. So it's exciting, and I think people, and certainly younger generation, needs to realize that there's really no substitute for being in front of someone, developing that relationship live, and that's an important part of how we are delivering in our market.
Well, and certainly universities and schools will need to continue to focus on those soft skills, which are becoming difficult, where people are just communicating via text and emails or what have you. And so it's good to know that, in fact, there are many universities, even in engineering colleges, where they are connecting those engineering students with business degrees and communication so that they can work well as teams. And so banking is absolutely a relationship type endeavor. So let's go back. You went to the University of Texas. You were students. You were from the Houston area. And you knew all along you wanted to go into banking, or you wanted to go into finance. What were you thinking in high school as it relates to going to college?
I always preferred math, science, numbers. Applying into UT, it was business school or engineering. Actually got into engineering first, but after a year there, and when I did apply, my preference was business, but I got into engineering instead of business. But after the first year, I think I just continued to have more of a passion for numbers and financial sense, and the markets and the economy and certain factors that drive businesses. And so soon then got into the business school at the University of Texas at Austin. Potentially a typical college student, undecided on what specifically I wanted to do, so I did like finance, was a little more general and broad, and I felt could apply to a lot of different types of roles and professions. So I chose to major in finance and accounting. Then by the time of my senior year, I had narrowed down commercial banking, the relationship aspect of it, the ability to work with different companies at a level that can certainly be pivotal in a life cycle of a company at that middle market segment. So narrowed down to middle market banking, and have been doing that in Houston for about 16 years now.
And that middle market is a very big sector of the population in Houston and Texas especially. So great opportunities for Fifth Third, as you said, to identify new businesses and existing ones that you guys can go in and again provide solutions to. Let's talk about something we like to ask all of our Houston legends as they are entering their career. They've got some set of ambitions, and certainly as they are moving through the career that they want to stay true to. From our perspective, having you here today is certainly a tribute to your hard work and of the bank identifying you to put you in this leadership position. But I know you have a family, wife, and children. Our question really is your legacy. How would you like to be remembered?
Wow. I think it's one of those where the legacy is more of the impact that you have on people and their impressions of you versus what you may have by yourself feel like you've accomplished and in your own right, have you view things. So to be remembered as someone who's certainly excited, giving back to the community, being born and raised a native Houstonian, enjoying this city from my childhood to appreciating it to a whole nother level here as a business professional in the Houston community. So someone who is in a role and enjoys working with people and helping business owners and entrepreneurs be successful. I think that's a direct relationship and a direct benefit, but indirectly, I think we're supporting the Houston economy, and their success as entrepreneurs turns into economic success for the city. It's been great to see what the city's accomplished in many years and many generations, and I'm excited to think about how much more prosperity there is on the horizon. So to have an impact and a small footprint in that, I think is exciting. There's a lot of work to do for us at Fifth Third Bank, but I'm excited that we've just got a tremendous opportunity ahead of us, and being a part of that would certainly be an exciting part of the legacy for me.
Very well. Well, on behalf of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, I want to congratulate you for being one of our Houston legends.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On behalf of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, thank you for joining us. I'm Dr. Laura Murillo. Have a great day.